Like, I need people to stop pretending that this is not some uncommon situation. I need people to stop pretending that this is something that we've never seen in basketball before. I need people to stop pretending that two ball dominant superstars not fitting together in an iso ball system is something new. I want people to stop pretending that even when those two ball dominant superstars are putting up really good individual stats, like Carmelo and Steve Nash, or sorry, not Carmelo and Allen Iverson, that replacing Iverson who averaged 28 points per game with a Chauncey Billups who was 4 years past his prime suddenly made the team much better. And again, I'm not saying Caitlin's Iverson. Caitlin's way better than Iverson was at that stage in her career. Like, we can be real. Caitlin Clark going somewhere new. There's going to be 14 teams in the WNBA that are going to want Caitlin Clark. Depending on how many are going to be able to give up enough for Caitlin Clark. I don't know. But, like, there are 14 different teams that will put in an offer for Caitlin Clark. There is a system that the Fever are playing right now that does not, as I said a couple of days ago, the Indiana Fever cannot just sub Caitlin Clark into the Stephanie White system and expect it to work. They can't just do that and expect it to work. I said it on fucking Sunday. That if you sub Caitlin Clark into the way that they played on Sunday, they wouldn't be as good. There has been no adaptation from Stephanie White to try to adapt the way she plays around Caitlin Clark, to try to figure out a way to make Caitlin Clark succeed and not turn which isn't turning Caitlin Clark into a shooting guard and hoping that Caitlin Clark's hitting some shots coming off pin downs and screens. Stephanie White does not know how to coach a point guard led team, because that's not who she was. When she was in the WNBA, she was the plate setter point guard. Like, her job was, get the ball to the bigs. The WNBA has survived in prehistoric basketball, and Stephanie White looks at basketball through that lens. She's a control freak coach. She's a coach that is reactive, not proactive. And you've got a player who doesn't like being reactive and plays off instinct. You've got a coach who thinks through every individual possession like it's a chess match. Every single possession, every single thing, every single move that Stephanie White makes is calculated. Every move she wants her team to make is calculated. I said Caitlin Clark's better than 2008 Allen Iverson. Every move that Stephanie White wants to make is calculated. It's the reason why she hates turnovers. It's the reason why she hates early shots. It's the reason why she hates certain things, because in her eyes, every single possession given up is she's lost that move. Whereas you've got Caitlin Clark, who plays off instinct, who doesn't care if she turns the ball over because she's confident that the next time she's going to make that pass. But she's got a coach who, when she turns the ball over, instead of giving her the confidence to make that extra pass, her coach, because she's turned it over once, doesn't want her to make that pass, wants to take the ball out of her hands because she's scared of... Stephanie White is scared of Caitlin Clark turning the ball over a second time. Caitlin Clark, her natural instinct is, I don't care about turning it over again because I know I'm going to make the next pass. I know I'm going to make the next shot. Stephanie White clearly wants Caitlin to be one of these players to be more passive when she's making mistakes, whereas Caitlin's at her best when she never loses her aggression. It doesn't, like, we got to stop pretending that this is some sort of conspiracy. We've got to stop pretending that this is some sort of thing that we've never seen in basketball before. We have to stop pretending that this hasn't happened a million times. That sometimes the way teams play, a new coach comes in, they play a certain style, and it doesn't, like, it basically doesn't work out. And it's fine. It's fine. Both Caitlin and Kelsey have shown this season that as individual players, they are the best they've ever been. Like, if you're watching what Caitlin's been doing this year, she is by a mile the best she's ever been. She is by a mile the best she's ever been. But at the same time, she's had to be the best she's ever been to not look like a complete negative for this team. Because the system is just not right. And that's fine. That's fine. The Indiana Fever, based on all of their personnel decisions, you would have thought over the summer that, that they, chose Caitlin Clark over Kelsey because of the Kelsey short-term deal. And to be completely real, I do think the front office chose Caitlin Clark over Kelsey Mitchell. Stephanie White has chose Kelsey Mitchell over Caitlin Clark. And you know what? Kelsey Mitchell runs what Stephanie White wants to run better than Caitlin Clark. Like, that's an okay statement to make. That's an okay statement to make. Like, in this scenario, Caitlin's probably not a coach killer. The coach is the Caitlin killer. The coach has basically rendered Caitlin Clark useless. Or like pointless to the success of a team. Irrelevant to the success of the team. And that happens. Like, I hate that this has to be some conversation about whether a coach is sabotaging Caitlin. No. The coach has her system. The same system she ran in Connecticut. She has a system she wants to run. And a system that works best when her team and the other team are scoring in the 70s or the low 80s. That is when the Fever are at their best. When you have Caitlin Clark on your team, you're not going to concede in the 70s. So you have to play more up-tempo. You have to try score more points. Stephanie White's system works best in a slow-down, gritty game. And you can't play a slow-down, gritty game with Caitlin Clark on your team. You just can't. Like, the Fever made bad decisions, in my opinion, in the 2025 offseason. Late in 2024, 2025. They made enough bad decisions that they probably, they can't really undo them. And nor should they want to undo them. Nor should they want to. I'm going to be real. Nor should they want to. Like, it's too hard for them to build around Caitlin Clark from here. Like, it would take firing everybody and restarting everything. Like, it's basketball. We have seen some of the all-time greatest players be in situations where it doesn't fit. And that's fine. We have seen Kobe even playing before he tore his Achilles. Kobe was in a situation with Mike D'Antoni where it didn't fit. And I understand that Kobe Bryant that season willed them to the playoffs because of his individual greatness. But it didn't fit. It just didn't fit. And this is Kobe still at the tail end of his prime. We've seen a Russell Westbrook go to LA where Russell Westbrook was, again, coming off a season averaging a triple-double for Washington and carried that team to the playoffs and then be so bad they were trying to buy him out. And Caitlin's obviously better than Russell Westbrook was at that stage of his career. I'm trying to think of other scenarios, but it's not an uncommon thing in the NBA to see a superstar player be in a situation where it doesn't fit. And when that happens, you just move on. You move on. You trade one of them. Heck, fuck it. Like, Jaylen Brown just got traded. Jaylen Brown's made a finals MVP. Shit, he just got traded. The Memphis Grizzlies decided, look, we can't build around Ja. We're going to basically salary dump Ja, who's the only reason anyone bought tickets for their games. I'm telling you, Memphis Grizzlies made more money from are making more money from Ja Morant than the Fever made from Caitlin Clark. But it's one of those things where it's like, it happens. It's basketball. And I don't get why everybody's making this some sort of conspiracy. Because sometimes it's the right time for a team and a player to move on. And this feels like the right time. Whether it's at the end of the year or not. It feels this organization is not equipped to deal with Caitlin Clark as a basketball player or as with the mad truth about it. Someone said, truth is, if Caitlin Clark buys into Steph's system and plays defense, she could do 16 and 8 every night and still be the best guy in the league. No, she couldn't. No, she couldn't. If Caitlin Clark, I don't think people understand. Buying into Steph White's system means being Ty Harris. Means being Ty Harris. That is what Steph White wants out of a point guard. She's not good enough on defense. She's not good enough on defense to be a positive for a team as a lateral passing, side-to-side connective piece point guard, which is what Steph White wants. She's not good enough on defense. And not only that, she could still be a positive to the team. She's not good enough on defense to be worth the king's ransom you get for her in a trade. She's not good enough on defense to be worth the trade package. But, yeah, thank you for the $5. How good with CCB and Shara Reeves offense? With the links, we better Olivia Moss again. The links, we better with Caitlin Clark. Not by much, but the links, we better with Caitlin Clark. Caitlin Clark would be better with Shara Reeves than Olivia, or would Shara, in Shara Reeves' system, Caitlin Clark would be probably the MVP. Anyway, yeah, I'm gonna leave there. I'll see you guys.